Have a nice and safe day to you all, and let me welcome you all to this channel. First, today we will go through another topic, that is about antigen, properties of antigen, and especially antigenic presentation in living organism. Okay, so let's start the topic in detail. We know the antigens are foreign substances. The antigens are foreign substances. Okay. The word antigen, if we divide the word antigen, first component, anti means antibody, gen means generating. So the antigens are otherwise called as antibody generating substance in living organism. So it is a foreign substance. When invade into the body, it stimulates the body to have a immune response. Okay. So antigens are generally antibody generating substances. First of all, we have to see, we will discuss about the antigenic properties, then we will go to presentation. Okay. The antigens are generally made of proteins. Some other components also treated as antigen, but generally these are proteins. The pathogen have a specific selective part. The proteins are not produced from non-living components, the proteins are derived from living component. Suppose this is a living organism which is called as pathogen. The pathogen carries antigenic part. This is pathogen, which may be bacteria or any other type of microorganism. Pathogen carries antigenic component. Protein antigenic component, and above this antigenic component there is a antigenic determinant. Above the antigenic component, this is antigenic determinant, which is otherwise called, this antigenic determinant, this part is epitope, which react with antibody. Okay. So this is the part of an antigen. Okay. The antigenic portion of or selective part is antigenic determinant. Next come to the characteristic of antigen. What are the characteristics of an antigen? Okay. The antigens are generally proteins. Okay. When the proteins are less than 10,000 Dalton molecular weight, these are not good immunogenic. That means the antigenic property is very less. So these are the proteins with high molecular weight. Proteins with high molecular weight proteins. Second characteristics, these have the capacity to react, which is called as reactivity property. The antigens have reactivity. The third property, these are unrelated to body proteins, not related, unrelated to our body proteins, body's protein. Okay. We have already told that it is a foreign protein. So how it could be related to our body? It is a foreign protein. The antigen with immunogenicity and reactivity is called as complete antigen. Okay. the antigen with reactivity and immunity, that means to generate our immune system, is a complete antigen. The incomplete antigens, the complete antigens have both the property, reacting property, immunity or immunogenic property. When an antigen have one of the function or incomplete antigens are called as haptens. Okay, incomplete antigens are haptens. The haptens are non-protein molecule, mind it. It could be polysaccharide, nucleic acid, but never lipid. No lipid can be haptens. The haptens are polysaccharide or nucleic acid component. Okay, so it is all about. Then come to antigenic presentation. What is antigenic presentation? As you know, the antigens are foreign substances. Okay, so how our body can able to recognize it? First we have to recognize. After recognition, the body may take action against them. So some of the cells in our body have the ability to identify it. Which cells are they? They are T cells. Suppose we will take the example of helper T cell, killer or cytotoxic T cell. The cytotoxic T cell has a marker, that is CD8 T cell. These are called as CD8 T cell. The helper T cells are CD4. The CD4 and CD8 are markers of these cells. So some cells of our body have to show the part of antigen to them. उसको लेके दिखाएगा जे ये आया है, उसके बदल में तुम कौन सा एक्शन ले सकते हो. ओके, so antigen presenting cells are different. The presenting cells include macrophages, dendritic cells, Langerhans cells, which are present in our body. What happened? Suppose this is a macrophage. This is a macrophage cell. The antigen sometimes generated inside the cell, which is called as endogenous antigen. Sometimes the antigens are generated, not generated inside cell, they are derived from external source. They are called as exogenous antigen. Whatever may be, we will talk about the endogenous pathway in detail. First of all, what is presentation? Suppose this is the protein, which is not homologous to the cellular origin. Proteosome cleave it into small peptides. These peptides are carried to the surface by MHC1, or these are called as HLA, human leukocytic antigen or major histocompatibility complex. MHC1 एंडोजिनस एंटीजन को प्रेजेंट करेगा टीसी को. MHC2 एक्सोजिनस एंटीजन को प्रेजेंट करेगा TH सेल को. सो एंटीजेनिक प्रेजेंटेशन मीन्स showing the proteins of antigen to T cell. So in our body there are two type of pathway going on, MHC1 pathway or endogenous pathway, another pathway called as exogenous pathway. In this video we will discuss detail about endogenous pathway and exogenous pathway in another video. Okay, the endogenous pathway, okay, it is carried out by MHC1. Okay, so MHC1 एंटीजन को लेके प्रेजेंट करेगा किस सेल को? साइटोटॉक्सिक टी सेल. इट प्रेजेंट द एंटीजन टू टीसी having a marker of CD8. Okay, so how it is presenting? you will detail study the structure if you go for BSc classes, but in this need इतना ही. ओके, देखेंगे हम कैसे होगा. The MSC1 is produced by genes HLA-A, HLA-B, HLA-C, while HLA-D. These genes are present in chromosome number 6 in man. Chromosome 6. It is a soft metacentric chromosome in the short arm. The genes are found in chromosome 6 in the short arm. While in mouse, the MSC1 is coded by chromosome number 17. It's a question for AIMS, mind it. Chromosome number 6 and chromosome number 17 in mouse. कई बार आ चुका है क्वेश्चन, याद रखो. ओके, तो MSC1 is coded by HLA-A, HLA-B, HLA-C, इतना ही. HLA-D नहीं, HLA-C, HLA-D for MSC2. Okay, the MSC1 consists of two chains. One is static chain, another chain is covalently bonded to it. Like this, it consists of three domains: alpha 1, alpha 2, alpha 2, alpha 3, alpha 1, alpha 2, alpha 3. This is the antigen binding loop. Another domain here, covalent linkage, it is beta 2. This is the structure of MSC1. Okay, we will not going for detail in BS. Before going to pathway, we have to read about chaperones. What are chaperones? Chaperones. Chaperones. CHP. Chaperones. What are chaperones? The chaperones are special type of protein which are synthesized by endoplasmic reticulum or by human body for molecular folding of MHC along with other proteins. Suppose we will take the example of nucleosome. Nucleosome, it acts as a chaperone for folding of histone, so that the histone and DNA fit together. It is organized. Like that, for MSC1, there are different chaperones of endoplasmic reticulum. What are the chaperones? The chaperones of endoplasmic reticulum are calnexin, calreticulin, ERP 27, 29, 57, 29, 27, 57, 59. These are different units. Okay, these are the chaperones. It help in attachment, it help in folding of protein, it help in complete organization of MHC. So हम लोगों को देखना है कैसे ये काम करता है MHC का. हम लोग डिटेल पाथवे तो पढ़ने नहीं है, जस्ट वी हैव टू रीड व्हाट आर द डिफरेंट कंपोनेंट, हाउ दे आर प्रेजेंटिंग. ओके, let's come to the pathway. This is the cytosol. Suppose this is the membrane, this part is the cytosolic part, cytoplasmic part. This is the endoplasmic reticulum. Okay, this part is, this is a compartment, endoplasmic reticulum compartment, cytoplasm component. This is the membrane component. Okay, this is the membrane. Okay, membrane, endoplasmic reticulum, cytoplasm. How the process is going on? During presentation, the MHC1 inside the endoplasmic reticulum not synthesized by complete means. This is the endoplasmic reticulum. It carries the MHC having the alpha chains, alpha 1, alpha 2, alpha 3. MHC. Remember, the incomplete MHC first get folded. Okay, it is folded by the first chaperone, that is attached inside the endoplasmic reticulum, called calnexin. Calnexin help in fast folding preparation of alpha chains. Okay, another endoplasmic reticulum component, which is ERP57. ERP57, what is its function? It helps in cleaving the proteins into small units if it become large. So ये फोल्डिंग करेगा, ये क्या करेगा, अगर इतना बड़ा होगा तो फोल्डिंग कैसे करेंगे भाई, उसको काट देंगे तो ये काटेगा। तो ये तीनों मिलने से क्या होगा, एक कॉम्प्लीटली कॉम्प्लेक्स हो पाएगा जो कॉम्प्लीटली MHC1 का अल्फा चेन को प्रिपेयर कर पाएगा। ओके, द अल्फा चेन ऑफ MHC कैन बी सिंथेसाइज्ड by union of these three complex. What are inside the endoplasmic reticulum? It happens, not go to membrane. After this part, membrane exists. Okay, so here alpha chain, calnexin, ERP57. It became the complex. After formation of complex, it remains here endoplasmic reticulum के अंदर में क्या होगा, इनसाइड द साइटोप्लाज्म। द एंडोजिनस प्रोटीन कहाँ से आएगा? एंडोजिनस प्रोटीन, सपोज आउटर में एक वायरस आ गया, सेल को इन्फेक्ट किया, सेल का प्रोटीन सिंथेसिस चेंज हो गया, ए डिफरेंट टाइप ऑफ प्रोटीन्स हैव बीन सिंथेसाइज्ड ड्यू टू एनी रीजन, ड्यू टू इन्फेक्शन, ड्यू टू एनवायरमेंटल चेंज और ड्यू टू एनी अदर कॉज। सपोज दिस इज ए different type of protein, endogenous protein. How to identify this endogenous protein? The identification takes place by another smaller chaperone, that is ubiquitin, called as ubiquitin. So protein ubiquitin complex is formed. Once complex is formed, what happened? It goes to proteasome, which is the machine to cleave it. This is the proteasome. It's a machinery like endonuclease. It cleave the proteins. Endonuclease DNA को cleave करता है, ये protein को. Okay. So proteasome cleave these proteins into small peptides. These are peptides. And each peptides have 8 to 10 number of amino acids, not more than that, because more than 10 amino acid is treated as polypeptide, so it is oligopeptide, 8 to 10 amino acids. Okay, small peptides are there. After formation of peptide, how they are carried to the membrane for presentation? There is a carrier called as TAPacin. There is TAP1, remember, TAP1, TAP2. These are called as cassette proteins. Remember it. What are cassette proteins? एक बार गिरा था नेट में. These TAPacins are cassette proteins that help in transporting proteins. These are ATP dependent proteins. Both chaperones and TAPacins, these are ATP dependent proteins. They need ATP for transport. So TAPacin transport it, engulf and transport it to the membrane. Okay, the proteins are transported here, okay, to the membrane. What happens at the membrane when the proteins reach and the folding of alpha chain became complete? Immediately here with alpha chains, this is the alpha chain, beta attached, synthesized by beta chain comes here, that is beta. Another component, this is released, calnexin is released. Another component called as calreticulin. It is meant for attaching alpha and beta. ERP57 is still there. ERP57 is there for cleaving proteins into smaller components, because these proteins, the proteins which are to be presented should be converted into smaller size. So this function can be done by ERP57, so that exists. Another component attached to them which is called as tapacin. Here another component, tapacin. What the function of tapacin? It help in maturation of MHC. तो क्या होगा, अब अल्फा चेन से बीटा चेन लग जाएगा, ये प्रोटीन को ये फ्रैगमेंट बना के उसका tapacin help in maturation. Tapacin help in maturation of MHC. So here the MHC1 get completely maturated. Beta chain, alpha chain, they have attached. It is carried out by calreticulin. Tapacin produces mature MHC. The ERP57 split the small peptides into smaller unit, represent it on the antigen binding site of MHC1. After it is presented on the surface, it is identified by cytotoxic T cell having a marker of CD8. So this protein which is synthesized inside the cell is presented at the surface for cytotoxic T cell. So this process is called as endogenous pathway. आज उतना ही, और एक क्लास में हम एक्सोजिनस का बात करेंगे. ओके, थैंक यू.